Hey friends, I'm back with another video. As you can see, we're here in Frontier Mountains. We're going to Temple of Droga as it won the poll, and we're taking Dabria and Dildaf. Temple of Droga can be a tricky place, so I'm bringing some extra help. I'm bringing Daizy that we had in our last video, Daizy the Drunken Ranger, and we're also bringing Vanyah, a wood elf bard. And I think this is going to be a well-rounded group. So we're going to have some ability to lull mobs in case we come across rooms full of them. We'll have a little bit of crowd control because you can't use a ranger's pacify harmony of nature kind of thing indoors. And this is definitely an indoor zone. Of course, as always, star of the show, we have here Dildaf and Dabria are still here. We've got a high elf cleric mercenary, Hekali, I guess, and a generic hired kobold with no name at all. Maybe we can try to see what kind of a name we can give them, because we can give these guys names. I mean, yeah, I have to buy a potion, but it might be fun. I don't know. Think of a name for this kobold, guys. If you can think of something interesting, we might try to do that. My voice is already on the outs. I'm sick. I think I have the flu or something like that. I've been sick for a couple of days. I don't know if anybody's familiar with my little rant the other day about having a bad work day, but yeah, I was sick then too. I didn't try to work today. It's just a sit home and try to get better day. So I don't know if I really want to mess with them right there at the entrance. I might just play the Bard invisibility song here. It's the quickest and easiest way to make everybody invisible. So we got the invisibility song going, and I hope no one's going to be upset that I have decided to take a full group. I know the series started with just playing Dabria and having Dildaf along, but it's becoming too difficult, as we saw in the last video, where if we don't at least have a healer, we can die really quick. Alright, we've entered Droga. Let's auto-follow everybody and turn on the invisibility song again. And let's just hope that it doesn't fail. Turned on the invisibility song again, and I'm just going to hope that it doesn't fail, because that would suck. The first goblins are conning in the 40s. I don't want to fight here at the entrance, though. I just want to jump on down this ledge, the fake ledge here, and just get on into the dungeon. I don't like fighting right by the entrance. It's just weird. Maybe because I never have. There's also a lot of mobs right by the entrance. I think it's kind of suicide to fight there, because with a lot of other social monsters, goblins will quickly add if they see you fighting one of their friends. So I'm trying to find a safe-ish area before I decide to go visible and fight stuff. Of course, using the map a little bit here. There's some named in these rooms, or at least they're supposed to be. So, ooh, this guy's 56. So this is going to be tough, because these guys are all in their 50s already. But I'm going to risk it. I'm going to risk it. Let's start by attacking this guy here. Oh shit, come on, fight me. He just kept on going. I'm like, no, I don't want that to happen. Okay, make sure I equip both swords. One thing I do need to do is set up an assist key for the bard here, because I didn't have one. I had one, but just it was in the wrong place and I had the wrong name. Alright. Now it should go smoothly. Let's also make sure we've got the right songs playing. So like I said, I'm prepared to die, as always. But I'd rather, you know, die after getting some stuff done. Not like the other video where I pretty much died after, you know, facing the very first obstacle. Because we right away, you know, got caught by that fabled name. Gonna make sure I didn't have auto follow on everybody. Yeah, I'm a little unorganized today. I think it's because I'm sick. Mount Death mineral salts. It's always good for if you want to make some Mount Death steel. Or is it just Death Steel? I think it's just called Death Steel, not Mount Death Steel. But Death Steel weapons. Wow, the mobs here go from 47 to 57. I'm level 50, and it looks like I'm about to be level 51 here in a second with one kill. Let's actually try to pacify that guy over there. I want to have auto follow on, but I want to be able to pacify that one. And lament, yeah. I don't know if it'll work because there's such a higher level. It looks like it's working though. Pull this guy with a javelin. I really like my boom arm now that I'm using it for the third or fourth time. I don't have to worry that I'm not facing the mic because, like I said, the mic was always like that way. It was to my left, although it might appear like my right because I think the camera flips my image sometimes. And if I turn to the left, my voice would always get louder, right? Made it to level 51, so I've got some AA here because I have auto grant. I got 75 AA right off the bat. And that's a tip of the day, guys. Use auto grant. I mean, if you have a premium account, which I do, so I'm paying for the membership. It's this little thing right here. You know, you click the AA button in your inventory, and right here, you just click it on. And I'm also going to put some XP going to AA because, you know, for trade skill things, if I want to start doing some trade skills or whatever, I always have at least 10%, 20% sometimes if I don't care about leveling up very fast. You really should probably always have 20% or more just because it just really depends. I mean, if you're getting auto grant, then it doesn't matter so much because that just auto grants you anything that you really need, right? Well, let's make sure this one's got it turned on. Daizy didn't have auto grant on, and they're 50, so they're going to be 51 soon too. And let's make sure that the Bard has it. The Bard has it already enabled, so they're both 50. So that's good. So that means Dildaf is also going to be 51 now. Let's come over here and go after this caster. I don't think the named is up in here, which is fine. I didn't really expect it to be up, but I was hopeful. Dildaf, what are you doing? Oh my god. Dildaf was not active. Wow, it's because I spent too much time just bumming around in POK. Luckily, the High Elf Cleric was active, but Dildaf is also active now. What is this? Goblin loincloth. Could be used in trade skills. Yeah, but it's not stackable, so I'm not going to loot it. And I think I know what that cloth is for. I think it's just to make a goblin disguise. Like you can actually make like an illusion goblin disguise thing. I don't know. It's probably like just like a one-use potion type of thing, like similar to anyway. Maybe it's for a quest. I don't know. I looked it up once long ago, so it's the only reason why I know about it. Yeah, I don't know if I would have made it if I only had 2 characters. I know I wouldn't survive here very long with just Dabria and Dildaf, as these guys are mostly red to me. I feel much more confident now having the bard along, because the bard is also slowing the mobs that are attacking, meaning, you know, less damage. And I don't know why Sneak comes on and doesn't want to ever stop, and that really irritates me. If it's able to trigger so easily. God damn it, Dildaf. Go ahead. I'm just going to hang out back here because I don't want to aggro anything. I know, I have to set myself to puller. I guess I could practice throw a few javelins. I just hope they don't aggro anything else. I know if I was standing right there, we'd get aggro. I think it's different for NPC mercenaries. My throwing is really going up. I guess I'm going to pull both of these because I don't feel like dealing with separating them. We might get a third. We might get that cracker too. Not sure. Okay, just 2. And we'll try to kill the blue first, because it's just going to die that much faster anyway. There we go. Yeah, like I said, I hope no one's going to be too disappointed that I took a full group for this one. And going forward, I might be taking full groups more. Like, you know, maybe this will just be the team, because they're all melee. We're going to get 2, I think. So let's try to pacify the one on the left there. All right, it looks like it worked. Pull the one on the right. It's trying to cast spells on me. This is why I hate fighting against casters, because they don't ever want to come up to you. They just want to stand where they're standing and mess with you from there. Which, I mean, it's logical. Play to your strengths, right? It's like a wizard, you know? I'm gonna run up and stab you with my dagger instead of blasting you from half a mile away, like a sensible wizard. I'm getting mad for them being intelligent, but it sucks for me. So I'm thinking, should I really gotta fix where I'm sending all the loot. Should I change some things about my videos with Dabria and Dildaf? Like, not just try to do a poll where I say pick a zone, but maybe decide if there's any kind of a mission I should try to accomplish while in that zone. Like, should I try to look for and kill a specific named mob? Dude, what are you doing? He's like trying to aggro more shit. Son of a bitch. I hate these guys. I didn't want to do this zone, really. I don't know why I put it up there. This zone is bad juju. Pretty sure it's going to end in me dying, which will give everybody a good laugh. But I'm not a fan of death. At least with it being a game, you know, we get to respawn. You know, of course, real life, we don't get to respawn. And that really sucks. I wish we could respawn. That would be awesome. I'd probably be a lot less afraid. There's a cook here or something. Supposedly a named spawns in here. I think because it just walked forward a little bit, I could probably pull it without the other one. Yeah. There we go. Got a shield? No, it's just a stupid warlord insignia. What's that for? I've never felt like looking it up. I think I have. I just don't remember. I probably shouldn't be filming while I'm sick because I feel like I'm gonna be low energy and not super entertaining or funny. But it just feels like I'm not working anyway, so I should try to be productive in another way, you know? Stupid spider and a whip cracker. Okay, let's try to pacify the spider. Alright. Pull the whip cracker. Hopefully I'm not too close to the spider where it aggroes. That kobold is just too big. I need to find a smaller mercenary, but I kind of like having a kobold in the group. You know, it's weird. You can actually have an orc too. Which that would be kind of fun. It's diversity. It's bad enough everybody's an elf. Although I think Daizy is a half-elf. Because they're not wearing the same armor. It's different style. So yeah, I believe Daisy's a half-elf. And Dabria and Vanyah are both wood elves. So I guess the logic could be like, yeah, they're all from the same hometown or something. Why not? They're cousins. And, well, you know, Dildaf, he's just the next zone over in Butcher Block, so who knows, maybe they were like old-timey friends from the days of Crushbone. And maybe, you know, the kobold was something that we were fighting once, and it didn't want to die, and it just surrendered and promised to vow loyalty. And well, you know, high elves, they're also in that same zone, so yeah. Yeah, that's the story. We're all from G-Fey, or Fadewar. Okay, headed this way. There's like a haste belt that drops down here, I believe. Is it a haste belt or haste gloves or a mask or something? It's some kind of haste item. I don't need it. I usually go after it for like old time's sake. Why is this guy light blue? That's bizarre. I'm like fighting reds and now there's a freaking light blue. This zone makes no sense. It's like I was just fighting reds. If anything, it should be dark blue. What level is he? 45. Hardy goblin blood. That's for potions, isn't it? I think. Like the absent-minded professor. Like I know stuff, but I'm never sure. Something I hate about being sick is I always feel itchy. Like especially my nose. It's always itchy. And I don't want to be all like scratching my nose all throughout the video. So I usually like cut silly things like that. So prepared for a lot of cutting. Not that kind of cutting. I should probably drink a skin spikes because I'm getting hit some. And you might as well, you know what? Maybe if I take off Puller. Because I don't know, maybe... Because where did Dildaf go? He ran off somewhere. He's not here with the... There he is. He left. He left us. Dildaf, I don't know what's going on with you today. But please, buddy, get your head in the game. It must be because I had stupid Puller activated. still. Come on, don't... Why do they run back? They run up and then they backtrack and then they run up again. I hate that so much because it's giving Dildaf time to try to run up to him, which I don't need that because then it puts us in the way of other pathers and shit to jump in and attack. I'm coming off kind of negative today. I don't like it. No, sir, I don't. Well, I think Snare worked on him. Javelin. Look, he ran along the wall before coming towards us. He couldn't just come up towards us. If I walked like that in real life, people would wonder, like, what the hell was wrong with me? It's like, yeah, I'll be right there. I gotta walk along this wall first. It's so stupid. So one thing I'd like to bring up and yes, complain about is the stupid update we just had the other day. Why do you make an update live when it's still not ready to be live, when it's still not working? Look at this. You open up the inventory and you see how everything blinks? And where's my bag? Where's my bag? You know where my fucking bag is? Look, I'll open several of them. It's underneath the goddamn inventory. Remember when bags used to open and they would always open on top so you would see it? It's so stupid, guys. Like, why? Why did they do this? And someone could be like, well, you could always just move your bags to where they're not under and this and that. This is another one that's fucking under. But I move my bags around all the time. I'm not someone who keeps them static all the time. Why? Because, okay, let's say I'm trade skilling and now I have my trade skill container. Well, I need to be able to move stuff. So let's say, for example, let's close most of these because, yeah, no one's going to have every trade skill thing open all the time. But let's say I'm making something and I need to put worms or something in a trade skill container or whatever, you know. I have to move it over because, like, say if it's on top and that's, you know, and it needs to be moved over so you can actually put the stuff in there. And when you're selling and buying, sometimes it's just easier to be able to move your container around a little bit. But now with this stupid UI change, look, more bags. And I can't even click the part that's showing and have it be brought up to the surface. No. I have to fucking close that to be able to move it. It's just so dumb, guys. It's so dumb. I hope someone's willing to agree because it's just the dumbest thing in the world and I can't stand it. And the fact that it spikes the frames per second and causes lag because that's what that flicker is, guys. It's causing problems. Why did you make it live if it's causing problems? Why didn't you fix it first before the patch? Daybreak, tell me this. Please, I'd love to know. It's like me releasing a video before I even bother editing or reviewing my own footage. Like, you know, what if I had a visitor at the door and instead of, you know, pausing the video and it kept going, and so half of the video would be me AFK and talking to some neighbor in the background or whatever, or just anything. It just or a family or friend or family person calls and, like, I'm on the phone for like 30 minutes and I don't bother cutting that footage from the video. That's what it's like when you release this stuff. You release these updates that aren't finished, that aren't ready for live. It's one thing if you put it on test, because that's what it's for, a test, right? People are, supposed to use it while it's buggy and broken and report back to you and say, if it's good, bad, or whatever. But one would also think if, there is no way of making it good, you would realize that and just say, okay, well, there's no, oh, this guy's level 60, guys. Do we do it? I mean, 9 levels up. I think we could survive. Because we killed that level 65 Fabled with less. I wouldn't want to kill like 3 or 4 of these level 60s though. I think that would start causing problems. Like Dildaf would start taking damage. And he might not be able to hold good aggro on multiple high level targets at the same time. Oh, that strike of necessity. I'm not seeing the snare here. It must have resisted the snare, guys. So that sucks. Okay, trying to see. Yeah, we gotta go up this way. I'm fucking sneaking again. Stop sneaking. Okay, we're gonna do the invisibility song here. So we could traipse through without having to fight every single thing from here to that room with the name. The room from here to the room with the named. Sorry. I had to correct that because it sounded really stupid. So we're going up here to these rooms. And in one of these rooms is a named. So I'm just going to have to camp all the rooms until we find it. Why? Because, hey, I might as well make some kind of goal for myself, right? So I'm not just wandering around Droga. That's more hardy goblin blood. All right. I don't like those guys up there. But there's 3 of them. I'll just hopefully not have to deal with them. Okay, these are blue. I should be able to take both of them. As long as that other guy doesn't aggro. There's a guy over there in the corner. The Moss Knight. Yeah, I think with this team we could probably take 3 or 4 blues just fine. I just don't like to push myself. Because with mercenaries, it's slim because they're all high confidence, but there's always that little possibility that one of them might turn chicken and try to run away. And if it's Dildaf, that always causes problems. Remember Runny-Eye Dildaf? Ambusher. Oh my god. I got myself a little train going on. Oh my god, look guys. Yeah, I'd say that's a bit of a train that I found myself in. So there's a good chance I will die. I did manage to drink a healing potion. Where's my mercenary? I have no idea where he's at. He's supposed to be here to take my hits. I think he might have run away. Oh my god, look at that. I wonder if I can run. So, thanks for watching, guys. Boom, yeah. I gotta actually look at that video again and see if that was Dildaf with me and Runny-Eye, or if that was the lower end mercenary that I had when I first started. I don't think it was Dildaf at the beginning. Ooh, there's another one. A slinker. It's interesting how, for the Kunark expansion, they chose... Ooh, flawed chain. Oh, I already have that. Let's see if the ranger already... I think the ranger already has too. Yeah, yeah. Of course, it wouldn't be like a flawed tunic, chain tunic. That would have been nice. But hey, you know, anybody in the viewing audience need a flawed chained tunic? Guys, let me know. Maybe I could, if it's for an Avai server, by the way. So of course, if you're not on FV, then don't bother saying anything, because I can't send it to you across servers, only on Avai. So I guess we're gonna try to pacify the one on the left. Oh great, and we have a spider. Let's try to pacify the spider too. And we'll pull the one on the right. The Bone Knight. Alright. That went smoothly. Dildaf didn't do anything stupid, because sometimes he likes to run ahead. I hope we come across at least one rare named. That would be nice. It's always nice, you know? Makes for a nice climax to the video, guys. Or just, you know, a highlight or something. Like, remember when the name spawned? I am glad that we have a little bit of crowd control. And the fact that it's actually working, even though these guys are red to the Bard. The Bard, I believe, is level 50 also. Let's take a quick look. Yes, level 50. Getting good XP here, because they're about to level up to 51. Yep. Vanyah and Daizy both hit 51 at the same time. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright, let's pull that spider, because I know it's going to path here anyway. And then I'm going to check to see if we got any spells or songs to memorize for those two. Oh, let's also do the AA 10%. So they start accruing some AA for trade skills or something. So let's take a look at, see if they got spells here. They've got spells, scroll, songs. At least for the Bard, it's songs, right? Ooh, I got a new binding spell. And Song of Travel. That's pretty cool. So detrimental, slow. Oh, okay. Do I want that, or I'm going to stick with the AoE version. It's really up to the ranger to do the slow, or the snare. I'm sorry, the snare. It'd be awesome if the ranger... Did I not get any ranger spells? I'm a failure. I forgot to get spells for the ranger. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really forget. I didn't even try. I just didn't think about it. But I can get some after I get back to POK. You know what? Instead of heading down there, let's check the other rooms. Because like I said, I wanted to see about that named. That drops some kind of haste item down here. Ooh, Ritualist. I think I do like these goblins more. You know, it's very interesting. They've got these wild tribal masks and stuff that they wear instead of like the regular. It really sets them apart from regular Antarctica goblins. It's interesting that they chose to make a whole new model too, though. Although it kind of looks pretty similar, like they might have used the same basic skeleton. Because they're still like... Imagine walking like that, guys. Where you constantly got your legs like spread way apart. You know, dude, you're setting yourself up to get kicked in the nuts. Dildaf, kick him in the nuts. Kick him in the nuts, Dildaf. He's begging for it. He's right up there, too. Oh, Goblin, you were just asking for it. Finish him off, Dildaf. Oh, see, he curled over in pain. Yeah, I don't think the names are here. I don't know if there's an extra guy in there or not. Don't care. I think we're ready for it. I'm gonna kill this caster first because he was a douchebag and hung out back there. It means he just wants to nuke us from a distance, and I'm not gonna let him. I'm not gonna let him. Wow, we've got 3 reds. Okay. More than I expected. But it looks like we're handling it okay so far. Try to get behind them so I could stab him in the anus. Sorry. Not sorry. There we go. One more. I do think that they're resisting snare a lot. Okay, this one looks like it's snare worked. Yeah. And it lasts for 3 minutes. That's usually enough to kill one of these. So I think when snare works, I'm going to try to pay attention. And whenever it does, I'm going to try to use intimidation. Alright. Somebody got an AA ability, it sounded like. And it was me, I think. Yes, I got my first AA point. That's not from Auto Grant. Congratulations to me. Seems like just the other day I was like a level 30 rogue or something. My, do the levels go fast. And I never play Dabria outside of making videos, guys. Like, not in combat. Like, I'll maybe see if I want to do trade skills with her off camera, because that's not always fun to watch, right? Or just work on my some of my skills, like not pickpocket, but pick lock. I don't mind doing off camera, or disarm traps. So yeah, but I think I have them both maxed. Let's take a look. Disarm traps, 200 out of 200, yep. And pick lock is 240 out of 244. So yeah, pretty much maxed on both. My pickpockets is at 202 out of 237. So that's not too bad. And that's because I have it linked to my button there, my aggro button. Guess I'm going to go back in here because I want to see if these names will pop. If they don't pop soon... Ooh, there was a guy back in the closet. He came out of the closet. A whip cracker came out of the closet. Ooh, snare worked on him too. So I can practice my intimidation then. I wonder what intimidation like would be like as an actual skill. Like you just kind of standing there going, boogie, 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 boogie. It's like, what are you doing? I'm intimidating you. Boogie, 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 boogie. It's like, that's not very intimidating. That's actually more laughable. It's like, no, it isn't. It's intimidation. It's like, well, you're not very good at it. I don't feel intimidated. I actually feel like just kicking you in the nards and walking away. Are you sure? Boogie, boogie, boogie. Okay, I'll stop. I wonder if, like, and what's taunting? Taunting would be so much easier to explain. That's just like, your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries. You know, it's just trying to diss someone into making them angry with you. Okay, there's nothing up there now. But yeah, intimidation, that's kind of like, I don't know. It's like, if you don't run away, I will peel back the flesh on your knees and rub dirt in them. Ow. Yeah, that would be kind of intimidating. But then it would depend on who said it. Like, if a gnome said that to you, would you really be afraid? You'd be like, dude, you're a gnome. How are you going to manage that? Especially if it's like a level 5 gnome and you're like level 50. Yeah, not going to be intimidated. Okay, maybe we'll look for a different named, because I'm not feeling confident that we're going to find the named in that room. Because I used to camp that one many, many moons ago. And I remember it being long and arduous. Like, you know, you could be there for like days or weeks and not get the damn thing to drop. It's one thing I hate about this game sometimes is you have to camp something. And sometimes it's not even anything that great, but you just need it for a quest or something, you know? And it takes forever. Do you remember the old newbie quest armors? Trying to think of when they came out. I think it was during Jagged Pine or something. Newbie armor with stats. It wasn't very good, like impressive. At least it had some stats. It's like if you were a cleric, you would get like this big 10-slotted toolbox, and you'd have to go and get crude bronze from like killing orcs, and then you would have to get like animal parts like treant bark or something, or a treant twig, or, you know, just shit like that to make parts for this armor. And I just remember that when I was trying to do the damn Sylvan Mace or whatever the hell it was for a cleric, it was just the worst. It was like I think it was treant amber, and from an adult treant or whatever it was. And first of all, those specific treants that would drop the amber seemed to be ultra rare because I could never get them to spawn. And when they did spawn, like the amber was also like a very rare drop. And the freaking weapon wasn't even very good. It might have been like a damage of like 834 or something, which, you know, I guess compared to like a rusty mace is good. But the mace didn't even have wisdom on it. It had like agility or something, and maybe one other stat, I don't know. And I remember being so happy that I had finally quested it, that I'd gotten that stupid amber and was able to craft that mace for that cleric, that I said it in the like general chat or something like that. I'm like, finally, after like 2 weeks of camping mobs, I got it. And I linked the mace. And of course, there's always that one person who's kind of a douche. It's like 2 weeks and it doesn't even have wisdom. That's crap. It's garbage. Why did you waste your time and just trying to just completely belittle me and diss me? And I'm like, dude, it's a newbie weapon. Yeah, it took me 2 weeks, but I just really wanted to have some half decent weapon going out of the gate as a newbie. I hope he felt like a dick, because I thought he was being a dick for giving me crap for it, just for being happy because I quested something successfully. You know, that's like kind of dissing somebody that's doing a job and saying, look, I got my paycheck. And maybe it's like, you know, just $400 or something. But it's like one of their first jobs and they worked really hard, full 40 hours or something. And you know, someone else would be like, I make $400 in 2 hours. That's crap. Go get a real job, you know. It's like, why belittle anybody for any reason if they're happy or proud of something? I mean, you know, sure, if it's obvious that you're just being stupid, like, I pooped all by myself. Dude, you're 30. You should be pooping all by yourself for years. But I don't know. Maybe, like, what if they couldn't? Like, what if they legit couldn't because they had some kind of health problem or whatever? And there's a, but still, maybe don't post that one online because someone's gonna say something about it. Sometimes I think I should not say stuff. Goblin Lord. Some of these look like they could be named, but they're not. Like, I thought this might have been one. But nope. Just a regular douchebag goblin. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, so in that little hut, there's like a mystic that might spawn a named mystic. So I guess we'll take a look in there, see if anyone's in there. I just wanted to make sure to clear out some of these guys out here so we don't get ads. Well, more of the spells seem to be landing on these guys now. So that's kind of good. I'm not sure if I need to worry about this guy, but maybe let me pull him too. Just to be safe, right? And of course, it's always XP, right? So a few things I'd like to hear from the audience is, one, are you guys okay with me having a full group in the Rogue Adventures now? Because I think going forward, level 50 plus, it's going to be needed just to keep everybody alive. Okay, so there's 2 reds in there, no named. So I'm wondering, maybe we'll go up in there and kill them. And maybe, who knows, we'll get lucky and the named will spawn later. And of course, my guys are stuck on the stairs. See, there's a good and a bad about boxing. You always get characters stuck on shit like stairs, like here, because it's so tight. So everything's so compact in here. Stupid ranger wasn't attacking. At least it's going well. Nobody's barely hurt. And this might be your part where you say, oh, well, no one's getting hurt anyway, so you could do it with just 1 or 2 guys instead. I'm like, I don't know, man. I think they're not getting hurt because the cleric's doing their job. That's what I think. Okay, hey, cut it out, guys. You're supposed to be like cousins or something. It's okay. It's Fadar. Everybody's related. I wonder if that's a thing, like in elven lore. It's like, keep it in the family. Sorry, everybody. Alright, trying to see what else I could possibly find to kill stuff. Like named or something. Maybe I'll just run around killing non-stop. Stop looking for named because it just holds up the video since I haven't been successful. And maybe we'll just get lucky and come across something. You know, like serendipity, like just luck. Sort of the way I did with that Fabled. The Fabled are gone though. But, you know, with named, it might be a named. There's another Goblin Cave Lord. Level 61. It does make me feel nice that I'm able to take out level 61s at 51. That's pretty cool. I think that's thanks to Dildaf being a superior tank. And our cleric, hey Kaylee. Hey Kaylee, you're doing a great job. And then the equipment stuff, like having Defiant gear and then having underfoot diamond jewelry. I said underfoot diamond jewelry. At least I think I did. For some reason, my ears telling me I said something different. I don't know. I'm getting old, guys. I know I don't look it.
I don't look it.
But I feel it.
I'm beginning to feel it.
Sort of like butter spread over too much bread.
I feel thin, sort of stretched.
Come on. Hobbit
Breath
quotes.
scraped over too much bread.
I'm sure everybody's familiar with Lord of the Rings. I probably said it wrong, I'm sure. But I gotta try. Come on, what are you running? Hits me and then runs away. I spot up your nose, try to catch me. Just, stop being a douchebag, Goblin. Just take your punishment. It's like, no fair. You guys have defiant armor and underfoot diamond jewelry. I don't have anything. I've got a copper armband with no stats on it. It's like, well, yeah, that's what you get for being a goblin. Are you racist? What's wrong with being a goblin? I don't know. You're evil or... Just die! Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, fuck. Well, this is gonna be fun. This guy's gonna start aggroing a bunch of stuff. It's gonna snowball and we're all gonna die. They're starting to resist. They resisted snare, I guess. Okay, this one's snared, so that won't happen again at least. Ooh, spider, spider. Level 60 spider. Part of me is tempted to take my team into some serpent spine zones. I know I've been doing a lot of more classic zones. Between, you know, just original EQ and Kunark and Velyus. Mostly just original and Kunark, I think, is what I've done. I don't know, I might have done one. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to look back at the backlog. Because I don't know if people have been actually choosing the Velyus zones. I think mostly people have been taking on the polls. It's been mostly Kunark zones and original classic zones, and I guess that's just, you know, my audience likes the olden days, and I get it. I do too. I like and I hate old Everquest because there were a lot of good times, but there was a lot of really frustrating times too. Like falling down the hall, having to call in sick to work, just to find a necromancer and paying a bunch of plat to go and summon my corpse, because I was never going to get it back otherwise. I really do like that when we die, all of our gear isn't left on our bodies anymore. And I think that also helped Daybreak, whoever implemented that, whenever it was. It's probably back during Sony days, because players were kind of exploiting that, sort of using their corpses as extra bank space. Because, you know, you can set yourself up with things that you want to save but you don't have room for in the bank. Have a friend kill you or get yourself killed, and just leave that stuff on your body until you need it. And by changing the way that worked, you know, where you get your gear every time, then they could no longer exploit it. They no longer, you know, could use corpses as banks. But it was for sure one of the things I hated about the game. I remember I had teamed up with a bard. Unfortunately, during a battle, the bard died. And I kept trying to tell them, like, you know, to move. I don't remember what I was playing at the time when I was grouped with him. It might have been Fez. It might have been my mage. Can't remember for sure. But I was like, yeah, move. You know, let the pet do it. Tank for a bit or whatever. But the thing was just out for blood, and it wanted to make sure it killed her, because I think she got to that place of no return where you're like under 10% health, and no matter what you do, you're dead. It's gonna kill you. It's not gonna stop until you're dead. And yeah, they died, and they were so mad at me. They're like, I died, and now I don't have my drum, and I can't get back there at all. And I'm like, well, you know, Cello still works without the drum. Sure, it's not as efficient. You don't run as fast, but it does still give you a small run speed buff. But they were, they were like acting like a victim, like they were completely helpless. Like, what am I supposed to do? Go purchase a drum for you and run it all the way to Freeport just for you? I mean, it'd be one thing if I could res or something, or they just seem so salty about it. I'm like, that, your death wasn't my fault, man. And who knows, maybe if, they, if when they died, their drum went with them, they might not have been so nasty. I don't know. Have you guys ever had someone get really, really angry with you because they died while they were in a group with you fighting stuff? The funny thing is, we didn't even have a healer. It's not like it was my job to keep them alive or heal them. So, again, I just wonder what people are thinking. It's like, you're the one that kept fighting the thing that close instead of maybe trying to run or something. I don't know. But you're mad at me because the thing killed you. It's again why I like playing alone a lot. Is that there's nobody to get angry with me. There's nobody to blame me for their death. I would die sometimes and I'd get annoyed that I died, but I usually kept my annoyance to myself. I wasn't going to blame the party because I knew it wasn't their fault. Jesus. Well, this person's coming up towards us, so I have a feeling this whole room is going to aggro somehow. Oh, wow, it didn't. Talk about some luck. Yeah, so have you ever had somebody you're group with, they die, and they throw a huge fit about it? There's been a couple of times where my death was actually someone's fault. I grouped with, I don't know if it was a wizard or something, but it was, they must have been really, really young in real life or whatever, because they were super, super impatient and obnoxious, and they didn't like that I was pulling slowly. But I told them up front, I was honest with them. I only grouped with them because I felt bad that they were having such a hard time finding a group. But I said, look, I pull slow because I'm playing, two different characters. So if that's okay, if pulling slow is cool with you, then come on. You could team up with us and stuff. It'd be extra DPS. And they said, sure. Like, they were cool with it. But as time went, they just kept getting more and more impatient. They were like, it's going so slow, blah, blah, blah. Complaining and complaining. I'm like, well, you don't have to group with us or with me, you can find someone else. And they started pulling extra stuff where it made it harder and harder to keep up. And eventually I said, I'm done. I'm not grouping with you anymore. And I removed them from the group. So what did they do? Instead of just being like, well, it's my own fault, I was pushing them too much and being a dick and being ungrateful for the team. No, they went and tried to pull every single mob in the zone and trained it on me. Like, they pulled it all up right towards me, and I guess they managed to gate before the mob started hitting them. But because they were all aggroed already, and he gated like right next to me, they spotted me and then just attacked me and killed me and my alt. And that was messed up. So that's another reason why I'm not a big fan of grouping with people. Because there's folks that they'll say, oh yeah, no, I don't mind, take your time, pull however you like, I'm just happy to have the group. So they act appreciative at first, but then they start getting crabby about it. And I'm like, hey, if you find another group or you see someone in chat, saying, hey, blah, 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 looking for more, go for it. Don't stay with me for me. I'm fine. I could solo. I'm 2-boxing anyway. I just like to take my time and be safe about stuff. Because, you know, especially this was some years ago where recovering from a death still took longer. Because not only did you have to wait for the death effect to wear off or whatever, you know, if you res yourself, then you've got resurrection sickness and you got to get all your mana back. And then you got to get yourself buffed again. Because we didn't have, you know, sweet defiant armor or underfoot diamond jewelry. So, yeah, it was harder. It was a lot harder. But I guess folks don't always think about that stuff. I don't know. That's why, again, I don't love old EQ as much as some fans of the game do, because I tend to remember how bad it was at times, you know? How hard it was to find anything with stats on it. I remember I was just excited the first time I got just a Valium Morning Star for one of my characters. Like, oh my god, it's a magic item. I could use it to fight wisps. Because you always, you know, you could fight it with casting spells and mana, but you usually ran out of mana before those little fuckers died. So you had to start whacking it with something, and if it wasn't a magic item, back in the day, it wouldn't die, it wouldn't take damage. And it would start regaining its health over time, and then it would come after you. And then you were just screwed. It was like, okay, I just went through all that time trying to kill this guy. I'm out of mana. And now I'm dead. So it was never worth trying to attack one of those until you had a magic weapon where if it still had a little health left, you can at least beat it down. And yeah, I remember the Morning Star. Someone charged me like 75 plat for it. I thought it was a bargain at the time, just because I'm like, well, there's no way of me getting one of these by myself. I was such a low level. It's probably like level 15 or something. And it didn't matter to me because I had that money from just selling stupid stuff like crush bone belts. I might take off that sneak button because I'm really getting sick of always having Dabria sneak. I'm sure my skill up is gotta be close to max anyway. Let's take a look. Sneak 200. Yeah, it's maxed. So let's take that shit off. It's button number 3. Okay, wait. This is weird. What is making me sneak? Oh, this is my begging button is making me sneak. Okay. I'm like, what is doing that? That's weird. It shouldn't be doing that. So we want pickpockets, we want hide. Because let's actually do 2, then 1. Disarm. We'll add disarm to it. So that would be 8, I believe. What? Not 87, just 8. Stupid thing. So, okay, there we go. Now I won't be like randomly sneaking again all the time. It's just like, why is that happening? That shouldn't be happening. Just constantly end up sneaking all the time. And it's great to have something like that so you skill up, but once you're at max, it just becomes a burden because I'm like, I'm sneaking again, damn it! Okay, I might need to end the video soon because it's getting really, really hot in this room, guys. And as I said, I'm going to try not to have the fan on when it's possible. But, because having the fan on, you know, you always hear that sound. It's like that that buzz or whatever in the background. Some people said it sounded like water, like I'm talking by a waterfall. But when the fan is off, everything just sounds so clear. And with the boom keeping the mic just... Sorry, I didn't mean to slap the mic. But that's how close it is. It's like... But it doesn't really show up in the shots. I don't know. I don't see what else there is to do here. What level are we? We're 53. That's pretty cool. See if the Bone Galler Nathid, or whatever the hell their name is up here. It's supposed to be named in this room. I don't think they're up. So, but let's pull these guys and maybe, I don't know, we'll end the video soonish. Because I don't think anything exciting is going to happen in this one. I'm sorry to say. But maybe those who voted for this zone will be able to relive some nostalgia from the days that they used to hunt here in Droga with these goblins. With me being sick, I just don't have the energy to go on too much longer. And maybe in the future I'll avoid making videos when I'm sick. Like I said, I just thought it would be a good idea to be productive since I can't work anyway. But really, this is sort of technically some sort of work, isn't it? I mean, it's not the same thing, but, you know, I still have to talk and use my voice and think a little bit. I have to use brain functions to try to do the humor thing, which I'm not always successful at doing. So I'm gonna say this in this video. Maybe you guys can give me thoughts and ideas on where to go for my next video. This is gonna suck. I think we're gonna get killed. I'm so glad they decided to actually come back instead of keep running. I thought they were gonna keep running, but they only aggroed one other goblin, and then they came back. Oh, that was a stroke of luck, guys. Not gonna lie, I was kind of freaking out. Yeah, because I must have... I guess I used intimidation on him, and he just took off. I really need to be more careful not to use intimidation. Unless they are snared. Well, we got two. Ooh, that guy's yellow. And I've got to turn my songs back on. What the hell? Where did they go? I'm getting some good materials for making poisons, like these leaves. I should try to remember that this is a good place for poison making materials. Let's see if I can't make the Earth Mystic lazy, so I could just pull the Bone Knight. My poisons, I just realized, are not active anymore. My poison on the Ranger is still up. Poison on the Bard is still up too. It was just already used up on the Rogue. Yeah, I think this is it, guys. I'm just not feeling great. I apologize. I apologize for the lackluster quality of this video. Or at least of the person in the video. Me. I thought I could do it. And I guess I survived. I'm still here. I just hope it's not too cringy when I have to edit. So anyway, I guess that's it. Thank you all for watching. Please, if you can, hit a like and subscribe on my YouTube channel. Help grow the channel. There's also a Patreon if you'd like to have early access to all my videos and watch them without ads. There's Patreon. Maybe I won't get so sick if I could be doing this and making videos instead of driving around people in my city in my car where they're giving me their germs and making me sick and giving me the flu. That would be wonderful. And there's also a Discord and a Twitter. And so thanks for watching. Have a great day and a wonderful tomorrow.